I'm a lot calmer. I'm a lot slower, and I enjoy. I just smell the flowers a little bit more now.
Welcome to Season 8 of Bridge the Gap, a podcast dedicated to informing, educating, and influencing the future of housing and services for seniors. The BTG network is powered by sponsors Align, Nick Knapp, ProCare HR, Sage, Hamilton Captel, ServiceMaster, The Bridge Group Construction, and Solinity, and produced by Solinity Marketing.
Bridge the Gap in 3, 2. Welcome to Bridge the Gap podcast, the senior living podcast with Josh and Lucas, FSLA. Here in Fort Lauderdale, we've got a great friend and returning guest, Damon Thomas at Providence Senior Living. Welcome to the show.
I'm so glad to be back, guys. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Damon is also a Bridge the Gap ambassador. Very engaged with all of the ambassadors. It's a lot of fun to have more of a continual connection with you. And you're also a board member here, Florida Senior Living Association. How's that been going?
It's great. The ambassador, as you know, the relationships, it keeps on growing. You all really created something special here. And I love it started out small. Remember in Nashville, and now we met this person and then this person and then this person. And we got just a lot of great friends, a lot of great resources. So thank you for allowing me to be part of that. You know, it's something special.
It's special for us, especially guys like you at your caliber. You've been in the industry a very long time. So for you to validate that it's a good group and that you want to be a part of it is really encouraging to us. So, 2025 in senior living, there's a lot happening. We are post-COVID. We've been hearing that for a long time. The demographics in this industry, as far as age and income qualified, is very compelling. We have a lot of headwinds in development. There's been headwinds in staffing. And you know what? You are really good at organizational culture. And it's going to be fun to dive into some of your tips and tricks, so to speak, of the great habits that you have formed over the course of your career by working with the largest, operator platforms in the industry to now a much more smaller regionalized footprint. And you're able to kind of, flex your muscles, so to speak, on all of this, your whole career. So walk us through a typical week with Damon Thomas and your team of, are you putting out fires? Are you fighting fires? Are you trying to get people in alignment and on the same track? How do you herd the cats, so to speak?
My son, Hunter, is a firefighter here in Boca. And he's going to be chief of one of these houses next December. So I got to throw in my Hunter plug. I'm very proud of him. But I think about him often. And the reason why is in senior living, we're always putting out a fire, it seems. And one of the things that one of the operational Damonisms that I brought to Providence Senior Living is I have a daily alignment. And it's not a 15-minute stand up. I have my own personal feelings about the 15-minute stand-up. I feel that 15 minutes, what are you really going to capture in 15 minutes? And if you don't capture it in 15 minutes, then you're going to have multiple mini meetings throughout the day, some scheduled, some unscheduled. So what we do at Providence is I have about 45 minutes, and we are adults, so we can sit down, and we do have a table. It's really nice. We sit around, and we cover everything from A to Z in the organization. Now, of course, you don't do a deep dive on everything every day, but we cover all of the hot spots. So speaking of hots, you talk about your hot leads for the week, your move-ins, your move-outs. I have a requirement. There's a little bullet point, 72 hours. 72 hours prior to a move-in, we better have all our information together. So our 1823 has been reviewed and clarified. We've sent out our information to the pharmacy, everything that we need for a successful move-in. So then we look at a little bit of AR. It better say 0, and if not, what are we going to do to collect the money necessary that needs to be collected? Certainly, our health and care is a big part, right? So what's on that 24-hour log? Anything of concerns? Who are those residents? One of the things I think you guys will find funny is I also have a top 10 list. Now, the top 10 list is not something that we go into a deep dive every daily alignment, but we do know who's on our top 10 list. And as you talk to the operators around, they always have, the number may vary, but it's usually about 10 people within a community, no matter what the size is, that may provide a little bit more challenges for one reason or another. You guys you'll appreciate the family that you can't figure out who the POA is because they come in droves, right? So that's, they need to be well taken care of, not only the resident, but their family. So they're on that list. There's that resident that you can't keep happy no matter what you do. They're on the list. And it goes on and on and on. And the folks that come off our list at Providence Senior Living are the ones that say, all right, enough, stop calling. We love you. You're doing fantastic. And when that person comes off, we go and find another one. So we're always making sure that our folks are being taken care of. Because if you're really making sure those top 10 folks are, everything else just falls into place. So that's in our daily alignment. The engagement team's there. I want to know what's going on for the day. Tell me what we're doing. Tell me you're not doing ball toss, please. What was that?
Oh, my
Speaking of putting out
gosh.
fires, that was someone had a crash. Yeah.
Is the dietary budget on track, or are we breaking glasses? Whatever that may be. So that's been very successful for us because, like I said, after that 45 minutes, everyone gets up. They one of my questions I ask at the very end, and there has to be a delay, is there anything else good for the group? And then I'm just quiet, or my executive directors are quiet. And as you know, that's hard for me. So I've worked on this. But if you're real quiet and you're asking, is there anything else for the rest of the day? There may be something in that, oh, by the way. But if there's not, everyone gets up and there's a sense of calm that I now know what I need to do for the day. So that's one of the things that Providence Senior Living does. I know it's something that's also been stolen. I won't name the other companies, but I'm glad it's stolen, been plagiarized in certain circles, because I find that's one of the keys that works for us at Providence Senior Living.
Well, so Damon, you probably, in just that practical breakdown that you just gave us, an explanation of how you do alignment. Can you compare and contrast maybe the young executive of Damon to where you are today and some of the things that you've gravitated to as a more seasoned leader, and why now you see that change has been beneficial for you?
Am I turning red? Because I'm a little, when I think about Damon in year 5 and Damon now, I mean, I admittedly get embarrassed. I was a Boston boy who went down to, I've told you the story, this was the last podcast, so we won't go all down that thing, but I went to South Carolina, was my first area. And the Boston speed is different from the South Carolina speed.
Very different.
So I had to adjust. And climbing that corporate ladder was just something that I had to do. And my whole way of looking at things has just changed. So to answer your question today, I have a much slower pace. And it's not because business has changed the pace, it's the pace that I choose. I believe that I have a Damonism, another one, that I say to my team, slow down before you speed up. And the example that I use at times, everyone's been there, whether they want to admit it or not, when you have that elopement and everyone just gets nervous and they run around, they get in their cars and they're feeling good because they're doing all the right things, only to find that Mrs. Smith was in the closet the whole time. Or they're not pulling out their policy and procedure book. And I know it's painful, and I know that we're worried about that, but going really fast causes issues. The way, as we're at the conference today, we're all learning about all these AI opportunities and solutions. And I'll tell you one thing that I'm going to be really slow about is trying to choose the right solutions for Providence Senior Living and these seniors, because the first product out there doesn't mean it's the best product. And then just because we got to slow down to find out about all the bells and whistles. If you only concentrate on 5 key things, you may be missing out on others. And then you're slowing down because how many devices do we need, Josh? How's it pulling on your Wi-Fi? And so to answer your question, I'm a lot calmer, I'm a lot slower, and I enjoy. I just smell the flowers a little bit more now, because it's been a fun ride, and it's certainly not over by any means at 55, but it's a lot more fun that we're slowing down in the business. I would say that's the number one thing about me today in comparison to 5 years ago, and slow in just about everything that we're doing. I was a lot better with my associates too. I'm not quick to judge, and it's almost to the other side where, hey, give him or her another chance, or what can we do to build them up to the next level, whatever. And now I won't bore everyone, but there's a lot of success stories around the talent that I've been blessed to help bring up. So
That's awesome.
that's the difference.
Well, thank you for, that kind of personal testament and sort of growth that you've been on as a leader. Switching gears a little bit for your company, we're in an exciting time. We were talking with our partners at Provide Us Data, Nick Mapp, and all the buzz here at the Florida Senior Living. So everyone's excited again. Occupancies are up. The industry, there's so much potential. So from a strategic standpoint, what can you tell us about where your focus is as a company and how you're growing, where you're growing, what you're this talent that you're accumulating, how are you putting them to work? What are you guys working on?
That's a great question, because I've been thinking about it a lot because everything is moving so fast. And one of the benefits of being a smaller organization, I can take deep breaths. I don't have to worry about hundreds of employees. Well, that's not true. I have hundreds of employees. I don't have to worry about thousands of employees. I don't have to worry about thousands of regions. And so I can be very, I can use a scalpel in regards to the way we roll things out as opposed to show up and throw up. No disrespect to my large company friends. So the approach that I think that needs to be, and I think you'll agree, today everyone's so focused on their phones and so focused on social media and all of these things that I want to keep the personal involvement and engagement forefront. So I think that everyone's moaning and groaning, and I get it, there's different markets and everything about staffing. I have staffing problems, but I don't think I have the staffing problems to the degree that I'm hearing out there. And one of the reasons why I don't think we have those type of problems is because we're in the field. Going back to the daily alignment, I'm slowing down and said, Lucas, how's your day? And like I said earlier, I may have said earlier, I have 7 hours for you to tell me how your day is, or with that family member. So to answer your question, first strategy is employee retention. One of the other strategies is the move-in process. That's becoming a little automated, because everyone's, again, AI. So a lot of companies now are starting out with that initial email coming from a computer, so, and it continues to get more automated. I mean, heck, we can't even go to McDonald's. We have to punch it in, or CVS, everything's automated. So we want to keep it personal, engaged in regards to the onboarding, onto the move-in process. And I think the third strategy is slowing down now to figure out what the next steps are in regards to EHR and the and fall management and and all the systems around it. Okay, so and the reason why that's so important, because it's like anything else. If we don't figure this out now, we're going to miss it. And the last thing anyone wants to be, I think we'll all agree on this, right? Like every organization that's here right now is trying to figure that out, right? You're hearing data. You're hearing analysis, but you got to think about who's going to look at the data, who's going to do the analysis, because it's not like we're dumping in a bunch of employees, right? And then you're going to be able to support that infrastructure. So those are the top 3 things that I've been thinking about, is the onboarding to support the employees, to really make them feel part of our family. And I can do that with my size of the company. And then the move-in management and that whole process, making sure that our residents are feeling part of that family. And then it's all about the care. And I'm so excited. It's kind of weird. I'm not a tech guy, but I'm excited about what's coming out, because there's a lot of things that we're going to be able to do to make things a lot better from our residents.
Well, Lucas, that kind of reminds me of a lot of what he's talking about. Years ago, we had Bob Kramer on our show, and he was, I won't try to requote what he said. He said it very eloquently, but at that time he said, with all the technology that's emerging, we're going to have to figure out how to balance that high touch with the high tech. And that's stuck with me. And I'm hearing that's something you're being very, very intentional about in this age of AI and digital and softwares and everything that automate a lot of our processes. But what gets lost in that is that personal touch a lot of times.
We're going to see that the people that really get into the data, I heard a little bit of it this morning in one of the sessions too. I totally get it about the data. I'm certainly in operations. I'm a finance guy too. But I disagree. You don't lead with the money. You don't lead with all of that. That will come if you're truly connected to not only your employees, but to your residents as well.
Well, so we've had an awesome time talking with you. So here, Florida Senior Living Association, give us some insight to what's happening here that you're most excited about at this event. I'm assuming you've been a big part of making this happen.
Yeah, I'm blessed to be one of the founding fathers of the Florida Senior Living Association. So we take a lot of pride in where we come today. 700 attendees. I didn't bring notes on that. I should have. 700 attendees that I'm aware of. As you can see, the exhibit hall is packed, probably more than we've ever seen. So I'm going to go on a limb here. You can fact check me, but I'm almost positive that this is the highest attendance, not only from our industry partner side, but also from our member side. So I'm really excited about that because I've been so intimately involved with Florida Senior Living Association, I get it. I'm supposed to love it, but I truly love this association. I've been in other associations. This one is A+. But it's hard, and I'm so glad you asked the question about what makes Florida Senior Living Association so good. One of the things is our legislative work that we're doing. We're passing bills, and if anyone wants to do some fact checking, they should look at some of the other associations within Florida. You can go outside Florida if you'd like, and really find out how they've done, passing bills. But we have some great folks, and Jason Hand and James with Southern Group going up. Everyone knows our folks and pushing our legislative agenda. Last night we had 7 to 10 senators. We were having drinks with the local senators and making that connection. Next week, I have three senators coming to my building to walk to see what we're doing. So we're doing real time. We're passing real time bills. Some stuff that's very important. We're fighting things that may get us in trouble. There's a lot of focus around the granny cams nowadays, good, bad, or indifferent. So I could go on and on. We've got some great leadership in Gail Matillo. I think you've had her on the show before. She's fantastic. The group up there is fantastic. The board is a strong board. I think you had Greg. Were you talking to Greg Roderick today earlier? He's there. Joe with Distinctives on there. We've got some strong people. So I could go on, but as you can tell, I'm pretty proud.
Yeah, well, and I think you touched on a point that oftentimes we don't think is like the most fun, exciting thing to talk about bills and legislation, right? And it's a lot of work if people have never done it to even figure out how to approach legislators and to have concise talking points and one united voice. But how critical it is in a changing time where we're literally shifting care delivery systems and housing opportunities and serving a whole new generation of seniors. And we oftentimes, in many, I would say, argue most states, we have aging legislation and regulations that can prohibit us from being able to do really nice, innovative delivery systems. And so I think it's a sign of a thriving organization and association to be able to successfully adapt and pass legislation like that. So congratulations on all the successes.
Yeah, it's all Florida Senior Living Association. I'm just a cog, but they're fantastic. Can't say enough about them.
A great way to round out our conversation. We've had a great time here so far. And we do love Gail and everything that they got going on here. Damon, thanks for all of the work that you put in for your teams and also the support that you bring to BTG. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Thank
We
you.
love you too, man. And for our listeners, we love you too. And we'd love to see you on LinkedIn and also our website, btgvoice.com. Download this content, so much more. Thanks for listening to another great episode, Bridge the Gap.
Thanks for listening to Bridge the Gap podcast with Josh and Lucas. Connect with the BTG Network team and use your voice to influence the industry by connecting with us at btgvoice.com.